Hey, I'm Sam Topman with the Global Center for Youth Ministry here with Tim McKnight, and we're here to talk to you a little bit about time management. All right. You had a couple things to say about some kind of framework. Can you kind of
Yeah,
talk to him about that?
yeah. I learned a lot from the book, The Tyranny of the Urgent,
Yep.
and looking at different quadrants that you've got urgent and essential, where it needs to get done and it's very important.
Right.
You've got not urgent and essential, where it's very important, but it doesn't have to be done right then.
Right.
You've got urgent but not essential, and then you've got not urgent, not essential. And really, where we want to live is we want to live in the not urgent but essential,
Right.
where it doesn't have to be done right then, but it's important. And
Yep.
so, if we live in that quadrant, it keeps us from having to really just kind of kick in the afterburners
Yeah.
all the time.
And the way to do that, right, is to look forward and not
Right. You
not
plan
balance your
ahead.
feet.
Yeah. So I think the military probably helped me with this more
Yep.
than anything. We did a thing called backwards planning. So if you had like a goal or a deadline, you would plan from that time, and then you would plan backwards.
Yep.
And so, say it's a lock in. I plan on arriving home at my house,
Sure.
and then plan backwards from that,
Yeah.
all the way to this point.
I know for me, as a young youth pastor, I was not very good at that, right? And that I was always kind of planning the week of,
Mm.
and my parents were getting frustrated because, we've got this youth retreat that's $300 that I need them to pay right away because we got a deadline coming up because I didn't plan ahead to think about helping them with that,
Mm.
right? And so it just leads to all kinds of conflict. In my later years, I got to where I was thinking a year out, right? And I could plan out those times and give parents enough time to think through and process and decide if that's something they want for their children,
Mhm.
or their teenagers. And so I know that really helped me
Mhm.
out a lot.
Mm.
Is there anything else that's in your ministry that
I
you?
think related to what you're talking about is, I would do a planning retreat
Yep.
with my student leaders and my adult leaders,
Oh yeah.
and we would just go in and plan the year, the next year.
Yep.
And we wouldn't be able to get a whole lot of detail
Sure.
there, but we would at least be able to see what direction we were going,
Yep.
and able to, again, backwards plan and start filling in the detail as we
Right.
went along. Then once we got the year planned out, when I was looking from month to month, I was always trying to look 3 months
Yep.
ahead, and so we were
Oh yeah.
trying to do that 3 month cycle, and that's kind of what we did in order to try to, I had the same experience. I wasn't good at it
Right.
when I first started, but as I went along, and same thing, made some mistakes, I got better,
Oh yeah.
by necessity. So
And there's one thing you said, and I remember back to my ministry, is being able to delegate to others. You can't do this all on your own, right? I mean, there's just so much to plan and so many different gears to the
Mhm.
machine. And so making sure that you're plugging in your leaders, that you're not a lone ranger in this. That means asking people to help.
Mhm.
I know sometimes it seems like it's easier just to do it all yourself, and ultimately in the short run, there might be some advantages there, but in the long run, you need people in order not to get burnt out.
Right.
In your
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for disaster
Yeah.
if you try to do it all on your own. And the other thing is just kind of that triggers something with me is, taking some breaks, carving out a day a week or something,
Yeah.
for you to kind of, put the brakes on and have
Yeah.
some time to just kind of unwind
Yep.
and, kind of rest.
And something I don't want us to gloss over before we end here is that year-long plan
Hmm.
that you need to plan out a year. And I know some people hear that and they're like, "There's no way I can plan out a year. I can barely get this week." But it's worth taking a week off, a few days off.
Hmm.
Talk with your leadership, do some kind of planning retreat. But take those few days. Take some time to just to sit down, get along with God, or get along with your leaders, your other leaders, and plan out that year. You'll be surprised at how much more time you have just by not being controlled by the urgency of whatever's happening that week.
Yep.
So I hope this has helped you. If you have questions about this, you can leave comments below the video. Or if you have other suggestions about things that you would like us to discuss, we'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you next time.
Take care.